In this interview, I sit down with my good friend, Mr. Trey Radcliffe, to talk about the camera bag that he developed in concert with the folks over at Peak Design. It's called the Everyday Messenger. It's on Kickstarter, and it's already funded to over $1 million. All right. Trey Radcliffe, my good friend, you and I did a video with the Peak Design folks before this bag that we're going to talk about sort of exploded onto the scene and set all these records. I want to talk about that. But first of all, before we dive into kind of the particulars of the bag itself, for the folks that may not know about this Kickstarter campaign that you're running with Peak Design, what was the impetus of creating yet another camera bag?
Thank you for that. By the way, we've been totally humbled by the experience so far on Kickstarter. We're glad people love the bag as much as we do. And I guess that's really the origin of it, is I wanted to have a bag that I loved. And I always have this very kind of weird relationship with my bags. You know, I never fully love them. In fact, some of them I just hate. There's always something about them I don't quite like. And I just gotten back from a trip to Africa, a photo trip, and I had a bag which I thought was going to be super awesome, and it turned out to be really lame. And you just start to really hate these little things about your bag. So I knew those guys over at Peak Design, and I called them up and I said, "Hey, let's design a bag together." I said, "I have a few ideas. I don't know how the heck to actually build a bag. I don't know what I'm doing, but you guys know what you're doing."
Yeah.
So let's put our heads together and just reinvent the camera bag.
Yeah, and that's what you did. So did it start with the stereotypical paper napkin sketch, and then boom, kind of iterated from there?
Kind of, yeah. It was basically a lot of Skype calls, a lot of Google Hangouts, and they have an amazing design team over there. Really, I mean, they really just did everything basically, and almost immediately, Art Viger, who's their chief designer, he designed this really cool, he has a sewing machine and all this stuff, and he designed this really cool origami type bag that was sort of this Japanese inspired origami bag that flexes depending on what's inside of it. And he basically had this thing built in a week. And so he was showing us, we started talking about it, immediately prototyping, and it was just, the whole thing took over a year. Which is saying something. And in the first week, we had this little prototype. So, we went through so many prototypes. It was just a blast working with these guys.
I wonder, as I was looking at the phenomenal Kickstarter campaign, I was thinking, why did it take a small startup company like Peak Design to create such a good camera bag? I mean, for example, we've got the Low Pros out there, Think Tanks, all these other camera companies that have been doing this forever. Why did it take someone not them to come up with something like this?
Well, Peak Design has a tremendous track record at reinventing photography tools, right? In fact, they give you tools that you didn't even know you needed, like the capture and the strap, and they just really reimagined this stuff from the ground up. Just really, really smart guys over there. And you know what it's like. It's hard for big established companies to sometimes reinvent. For example, we've always had traditional bags have this sort of square rectilinear system, and you put your round lenses into this square area. You just end up with just tons of dead space.
Right.
So, why is there that dead space? It doesn't have to be there. So that's just one of 10 things that are improved in this bag.
It's like thinking outside the box, but really it's just logical thinking, because you're like, oh, my lenses are round, and I'm putting round things in square holes in my camera bag. Maybe we should rethink that.
Don't we learn that in kindergarten? In that little toy you play with? It does fit there, but it's not where it's supposed to go.
Yeah. Okay, let's switch gears and talk about this campaign, right? So Peak Design, part of the ethos of that company is they fund all of their products through crowdsourcing. So they're crowdfunded. They're not taking outside, to my knowledge, they're not taking outside investor dollars. They're, if you want it, they will build it if it's funded properly. And this bag is no different. However, I think the difference is this bag, they set the fund goal of $100,000, and it hit that within the first hour that it was available. And then that Sunday, which is like 3 days after it launched, it broke $1 million. I don't even know what it's at now, but it broke $1 million just this past Sunday, right? So, like, like what happens at a company? Like, what is going on? Are you getting emails like, Trey, are you seeing this? Or like, what's give us some inside baseball look at this.
Yeah, we do a lot of hangouts, and actually it's really fun because we do hangouts with all the Kickstarter supporters.
Yeah.
And so they all come on and they ask questions live, and we're all just so excited about it. We really are humbled, and we high five each other a lot in Skype, which is super geeky to give like a video high five and so on over the internet. We don't care.
Yeah.
Honey Badger don't care. But it's great. Everyone seems very happy. And the good thing, too, about Kickstarter and Peak Design is this is their 5th Kickstarter. So they really know what they're doing. And they have built many, many things before. A lot of Kickstarters you see maybe can be kind of risky because people have never built anything. It's actually hard to build stuff.
Yeah.
Having an idea is pretty easy. And if you make a slick video, you can raise quite a bit of money, but actually building and shipping and delivering the thing, that is tough, right?
Yeah.
And these guys have done 4 of them before. We're already building the bags right now. I've been over to the factories and this sort of stuff. We've done all the material selection. So we're already well down the road. So they're not really doing this because they need the money. It's just sort of a really fun sales way to do it. And it's cheaper, right? Because in stores, it'll be in stores later this year, like in December, it'll be $250. But on Kickstarter, it's on sale. It's only $195.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, I want to talk a little bit about numbers, because a little bird told me that there was some corporate entities that came in and bought like 10,000 of these bags or something like that. What? Like, how does that even happen? That's like, even at the Kickstarter price of $200 or $195, 10,000, we're into millions of dollars before this thing's even shipped yet. How does that even happen?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. This was actually something unexpected, that corporate entities would come and order, tens of thousands of these as, Christmas gifts for their employees.
Yeah.
Because, it's actually, the bag's pretty stylish, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, it's hot.
And it's kind of plain. There's no logos on it or whatever, so we can always put a little corporate logo on there or something like that. And it doesn't look like a camera bag, really. And you don't even have to use it as a camera bag. You can put anything you want to in there because of this special insert system that we have.
Right.
But yeah, so that's been an unexpected surprise.
Yeah.
And luckily, we have really good factory systems, so we can get all this stuff made.
So you can spin up, and if some other corporation comes in and says, you know what, Trey, we want 50,000 bags, and we want them by the end of the year. Can you handle that?
We actually talked about that. We were like, oh man, how many can we actually do? And It looks like we can go up to maybe 150,000 or so for Christmas. In fact, probably right after this interview, I got to go over here into my side room and start sewing.
There you go. Seamstress Trey. Man,
Yeah.
I mean, those numbers, I got to tell you, it just blew me away. Those are like Apple launch numbers. You see those kind of numbers and you think, oh, what kind of iProduct is associated with those? Never for a camera bag. So part of the promotion for this, you're doing a tour, right? A photo walk tour around the nation. Tell me about that.
Right. So this is either my best idea or my worst idea, probably depending on the day.
Yeah.
It'll change based on the decisions we make on this bus. So we've rented this huge touring bus. It sleeps like 10 people, and we are driving across the USA and doing free photo walks in 13 different cities. Cool. We're starting in New York on August the 6th, and then we go to Philly, DC, Chicago, Nashville, Atlanta, Miami, Dallas, San Antonio, Phoenix, Burning Man, and then San Francisco for the final photo walk. And it's going to be absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Now, why do you say it could be the worst idea? Because you're just going to be like, by San Francisco, you're going to be like the worn out rock star?
Well, I think it is mostly based on the bad decisions that we're going to make on the bus while we're together. It's going to get absolutely feral. So I'm starting out, actually, I'm bringing my whole family, my wife and my 3 kids.
Oh, cool.
My son Ethan and my 2 girls, Search and Destroy. And we're all going to be on the bus together along with a bus driver. We have a tour operator coming in from London.
Yeah.
We have a videographer. He's going to actually be making daily videos,
Of course.
showing what happens in New York and uploading them and this sort of thing. We have Curtis Simmons coming. So anyway, it's going to be a full bus all the way to Chicago. And then my family leaves me. They go probably forever, or just temporarily. They're going to go to Dallas to visit her parents.
Yeah.
And then it's just going to be 4 dudes on a bus for the rest of the time.
Oh.
And I think that's when the bad decisions will be made.
Spinal Tap, man. It's over. So you guys, so the family will be in Chicago. I'll be in Chicago during that walk, so maybe I get to see them.
Right.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
it'll be great. Yeah, everyone's invited, all skill levels. And if you've never been on a photo walk, they're tremendously fun. The way these are going to work is from 5 to 7, we have a little pre-party out in front of the bus. Okay, it's just a place to gather, and we can say hi and talk about camera gear or whatever. I don't know, just dudes.
Yeah.
Things are usually like 80% guys or 90%. And then the photo walk is from 7 till 9. And on these photo walks, what I do is, we weave around the city. I stop 5 or 6 times, and there's a little, it's really silly, but there's a little portable stage that they're carrying. And I jump up so everyone can see me and hear me. There's a speaker system, because these get really big, and we just need to project out there.
It's a spectacle. I know, it is a spectacle, yeah.
And then I give tips and tricks and talk about composition or what I'm seeing or the story I'm trying to tell with this photo. I talk about my camera settings. So it's really educational and fun, too. And then it ends at 9, and then we have like a smaller after party. That part is ticketed, but everything else is free, and everyone is more than welcome to come.
That's really cool. Yeah, it's your photo walks. I think the last one that I saw was you did one at remember Google had that event, and you did in San Francisco, and you did a photo walk around that, and it was just like the Trey Pride Parade. That's what it was.
I like that's funny. Yeah, that was fun. We had about 500 people come out for that one. These are really fun events. Just a great celebration of photography. And, so if you want to know more, go to tour.treyratcliffe.com. That has the cities and the dates and everything you need to know. And for those of you that can't come, we actually do have a fun way for you to get involved. We have an online photo contest, and the winner gets to come to New Zealand. That's where I am right now, in Queenstown, and spend a week with me on one of our little workshops that we do. And we'll buy the tickets, all expenses paid, all that stuff. There's information on that aforementioned website where you can get to that contest, but it's over on Viewbug.
Yeah. And
you can submit as many photos as you want to, and we'll pick a winner. And this goes on throughout the duration of the actual photo walk. So it's just a way for everyone to get involved if you can't be there with me.
That's fantastic. I mean, just to reiterate, you said all expenses paid, including flight, accommodations, all that stuff, to New Zealand, right? And then they get to attend your workshop, which normally costs not cheap, right?
I don't know what they cost.
They're expensive. Yeah.
But no one's ever asked for their money back.
Yeah.
So it's a good sign.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool.
All
right, so we have to do one thing for TWiP. You and I talked about this before I started recording a little bit, and we're going to do Viewbug's doing their contest, and they are the contest masters, right? But we're going to do a little smaller TWiP-only contest and give away a couple of bags, right, on This Week in Photo. And to enter, I'll let you tell what they're going to win, but to enter, all you got to do is comment on the blog post for this episode. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's a link to the blog post, and if you're on the TWiP, obviously you're already on the blog post. And if you're listening to this in the podcast, then go to thisweekinphoto.com, find this episode, and comment. And in the comment form for this post, all you got to do is tell us what you would put in your camera bag if you were to win one of these things, right, Trey? So,
right on.
What are they going to win?
Wait,
let me set it up. So, Vanna, tell them what they're going to win.
Well, Fred, they could win this bag.
Yeah, a brand new bag.
A new bag. Actually, let's give away 2 of them. Okay, on your blog. This is the charcoal one with kind of red accents. Okay, and there's also a brown one with or heritage tan color with
Or
blue.
just tad?
So one of each.
Okay, one of each. So 2 winners or 1 winner that gets both?
Let's do 2 winners.
2 winners
and
it
they
is.
choose which one they want.
Done.
Okay.
Done.
Yeah.
And then what we'll do, we'll pick randomly from the entrance on the blog post, or maybe we'll let you do it, and then boom, the winners get the bags. Perfect.
Okay, that sounds like a fun thing. Yeah.
Congratulations, man. This is still, back to what we were talking about in the beginning, this Kickstarter. First of all, when I saw that bag, I was like, okay, I need it, without even knowing how much it costs. I said, I need that bag. But looking at that Kickstarter campaign, it's either a really well executed Kickstarter campaign, or you guys have tapped into a vein of pain that photographers have that we've been trying to solve forever. Funded to over $1 million+ in just a couple of days, with 50 days left on the Kickstarter to go. I mean, that's insane. And taking orders of 10,000 bags for corporate entities. I mean, from a planning standpoint, did you foresee this? I know Peak Design probably didn't foresee this. Did you, as Trey, see this coming?
We knew it was going to be pretty big. We're always we're not totally sure. We kind of hedge our bets a little bit, but we actually spent hundreds of thousands of dollars ahead of time to buy materials. So we've been spending a lot of money over the past. Because we're actually, building this stuff right now.
Yeah.
So that's, that was a little scary, because we're like, oh my gosh, what if people don't like the bag?
Right.
Because it's so different. Who knows? Sometimes photographers are a persnickety lot, and you never know. And sometimes if you do something too drastically weird, people are like, I don't really like it.
Right.
So there was always that little bit of hesitation, but we thought, well, we could probably do it. Now it turns out we have to buy more stuff, because it does cost. These are really premium products, these bags.
Oh my God, yeah.
They're quite expensive. So now, thankfully, we have enough funds to build even more bags to keep people happy.
Totally. And what I see is this is the birth of a whole product line of bags for Peak Design and you, right? Because you can't just make one kind of bag. Now we need multiple kinds of bags like this with accessories and all that. You and I traded emails a couple days ago, briefly. We were talking about, or I brought up the fact, I wonder why these, not only the camera bag manufacturers, but these brands out there like that make purses, like Michael Kors and all those guys, either they've had their head in the sand, or they just don't believe in this space, or now they see what you've done with this bag, and now the competition's going to heat up. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if other bag companies, I don't know what goes on in their planning sessions and strategic things.
If anything.
I think there's been 1 or 2 big bag companies that have tried to do something on Kickstarter, but it hasn't really worked out. Yeah. That confuses me. I don't really know. We don't spend a lot of time thinking about what other people do, because we just kind of like to do weird stuff ourselves and see if it works. And this one happened to where we've done a lot of stuff that doesn't work. Yeah. But we're happy this one hit a nerve with photographers.
Yeah, I think it hit more than a nerve, but yeah, we'll see. We'll check in again during the photo walk, obviously, and after this Kickstarter campaign is ended, which is already setting records. You still got 50 days left, so we'll check in at the end and see how everything went. Trey Radcliffe, dude, thank you for coming on. I know you're insanely busy, like we all are. Thanks for doing this. I appreciate it.
Oh, yes, sir. My pleasure. I'll hang out with you anytime, Fred.
All right, cool. I'll hold you to that. We're going to hang out in an after party in Chicago.
Oh, yeah. I know you know how to bring the party.
Hey, I know people in Chicago that know how to bring the party. I'm a little bit geeky, so you probably want to go hang out at Starbucks.
We'll get you on the bus, and what'll happen when we open the door, like just smoke will billow out of the bus, and then like a helicopter or a quadcopter will come flying out of the smoke, and then you'll walk out.
Yeah.
FBJ has arrived at the party.
Thank you. I require some kind of house music playing in the background as I walk out of the bus, just saying.
Right, of course.
All right, man, cool. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, see ya.